Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in for today's webinar. You logged in to learn about introducing the Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge program. Thank you all for dialing in. We're excited and have a great program for you today. Wanted to get started with just a bit of introduction so you can get to understand myself and my co-presenter. First off, my name is Joe Sari, and I am the founder and chairman of the Financial Fitness Group. Excited to be with you here today. My background is that I'm a registered investment advisor with about 20 years of experience in academia and publishing. I worked at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, both as a graduate student and faculty member for about 10 years. Been a member of the Governor's Task Force for Financial Literacy. Proud papa of two. I've got a 5-year-old boy and a 9-year-old daughter. So my name again is Joe Sari, and you'll be stuck with me for the greater part of the next 20-30 minutes. Also with us today, we have Chelsea Malwitz. Chelsea, would you be kind enough to say hello?
Hello, everybody.
Excellent. Chelsea will be co-presenting and making sure all the audio and technology is working well. If you have any questions during the webinar, Chelsea will be organizing them, and she'll ask a few questions at the end as well. But Chelsea brings us over 11 years of experience in operations and program management. In particular, related to the Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge. She's worked with nearly 100 employers in Iowa, helping to educate well over 1,000 employees on topics related to personal finance. She is an incredibly dedicated, passionate person who is an evangelist for helping promote financial literacy. So Chelsea, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Joe. I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. And with that, I wanted to go over the agenda and the goals for the presentation. We have 3 main goals for the presentation. First of all, we're excited to be sharing with you some best practices from over 7 years of work on award-winning educational research programs, providing financial education in the workplace. We've had the pleasure to work with hundreds of companies and got a lot of great information to share. Second, we're excited to tell you how the Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge program works and dig into how it can benefit your organization and your employees. And finally, and probably most important, we'll explain how your organization and your employees can benefit from over $250,000 in grant funding to help provide independent, unbiased education through the Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge at no cost to you or to your employees. The program is available on a first-come, first-served basis, so we'll encourage you to dig in and learn more and see if it's a good fit for you. So with that, I want to give a special thanks to the program sponsor. This program is made possible thanks to the state of Iowa and the Iowa Insurance Division in particular. They provided well over $250,000 in scholarships or sponsorships for employers in Iowa to apply to have the opportunity to participate in this program free of charge. Specifically, it is eligible to any Iowa employer who has employees working within healthcare, education, the government sector, nonprofit, and or service sector as well. So again, a special thanks to the Iowa Insurance Division, who's provided funding for over $250,000 in scholarships. The space is limited, and the opportunity to participate is available in 2017 on a first-come, first-served basis, and we'll dig into that as we talk about kind of how the program works and how you can get involved. With that, Chelsea, I just want to confirm, can you hear me okay, and is the screen presentation moving all right?
Yes, Joe, I can see your screen, and you sound great.
Excellent. And I want to apologize for a few chimes every once in a while. My computer seems to like to announce something, so you may hear that, but hopefully we can keep on moving on that end. Great. So we talked about the goals. In terms of accomplish the goals, we have a really simple agenda. We'll talk a little bit about the need for financial fitness. Why is this program, why is financial education important to employers and employees in Iowa? Then we'll dig into the guts of how the program works, and we'll explain how you can get involved. So with that, let me get started. In terms of the need for financial fitness, first of all, when you look at kind of the data, it's abundantly clear the average American is not financially fit. If you look at aptitude or knowledge, the average American scores 55% or lower on basic financial literacy in terms of understanding financial terms. When you look at people's behavior, the reality is, unfortunately, far too many employees have suboptimal behaviors. They're not contributing enough to their retirement plans. They may not be making the best benefit decisions. They might not have a budget, paying their bills on time, etc. And third, when we look at people's confidence or how they feel about money, the reality is kind of the lack of aptitude and behavior or knowledge and the right actions is leading, unfortunately, sometimes to people feeling a bit stressed out about money. So when we look at kind of the financial fitness or the ABCs of being financially fit, what we want is somebody who's got the right aptitude, the right behavior, and the right confidence to manage their money. When you look at the population as a whole bunch of statistics here on the screen. We see that roughly 56% of Americans in the upper left don't have a budget. 40% are carrying significant credit card debt month to month. Kind of scrolling over to the right, we look at 32% of Americans have no retirement savings. And below that, one of the more scary figures, 21% of Americans feel that winning the lottery is their most viable way to fund retirement. A whole bunch of stats. Probably the last one I want to draw your attention to, or last two, is roughly a third of Americans, 28% of people, aren't paying their bills on time. They're wasting a ton of money on interest and late fees, and 77% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. So it's clear we as a kind of a country have some challenges for financial well-being. I'm sure some of you listening on the phone can think about things you might want or ought to do better as well. So we're not alone. But why does this matter to an employer? Well, there's been over the last 10 years or so abundant research, over 200 articles and research papers that clearly show that when Americans are financially fit, when they have high levels of stress about money, it negatively impacts their performance on the job. In other words, it negatively impacts an employer's profits and productivity. What we see is roughly 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and have some level of moderate or significant stress about money. That means well over 100 million working Americans suffer from severe to moderate stress about money, which affects their job performance and affects the way they interact with others. So over the last few years, this topic of financial fitness or financial well-being in the workplace has gotten, and rightfully so, a little bit more attention. All told, what the research is telling us is that financial stress in the workplace costs up to $100 billion to employers in terms of lost profits and productivity. On the arrow on the left, the orange arrow, you can see that as people are financially stressed or have bad levels of financial fitness, it can lead to higher levels of turnover, absenteeism, higher levels of payroll expense. So people who don't understand the benefits of your retirement plan or your flexible spending accounts to pay for daycare or health savings accounts tend not to use them. And we also see that when people are stressed out about money, it actually drives up preventable health care claims. On the right, same thing we see is that when people have low levels of financial well-being or stress, they're less productive, they're less engaged, they're less satisfied, which affects your productivity. So it's been a big problem. It's been well documented. And we're excited that in Iowa, thanks to the belief and the funding of the Iowa Insurance Division, there's some pretty simple and highly effective ways to help see some of the benefits of creating a more financially fit workforce. In terms of looking a little deeper at the correlation between money and health, one of the things we see, according to the Associated Press, is that financial stress is the leading cause of unhealthy behaviors like smoking, weight gain, and alcohol and drug abuse. Also, according to the Associated Press and AOL, we understand that people who have higher levels of stress or higher levels of debt tend to have higher levels of preventable healthcare claims. Things like, correlating financial well-being with higher levels of migraines, ulcers, lower back pain, insomnia, even high blood pressure, heart attacks, and depression. When people become less stressed about money, you can see a reduction in preventable healthcare claims as well. And according to the research done by the Personal Finance Employee Education Fund, we know that as employees become more financially fit, they become more productive, more engaged, you have higher levels of retention and lower healthcare costs. So that gives a little bit of background on kind of the need for financial stress. In particular, one of the things that this particular program was looking at is how to overcome some of the challenges of existing efforts to deliver education in the workplace. If you're like most employers, if you offer a retirement plan, whether it's a 401k, a 403b, a 457, someone, whether it's your retirement plan provider or you, probably is doing one or more of these things, providing newsletters and enrollment kits to help people understand that they've got a retirement plan or other benefits, lunch and learn workshops to educate people about these topics or advice. But what the research has shown is despite the nation as a whole spending over $2 billion delivering newsletters, enrollment kits, workshops, and one-on-one enrollment meetings, we're still not getting kind of the meaningful or measurable results in terms of helping people improve their knowledge and ultimately change their behavior. So that was kind of what this program was set up to address. And with that, Chelsea, let me just double check that you can hear me okay and that the screen is moving all right.
Yep, Joe, I can still hear you okay, and the screen is moving perfectly.
Awesome. And for those of you who have questions, keep chatting them in, and Chelsea will organize them, and we'll cover a few questions at the end as well. So with that, I want to talk, now that we understand a little bit about, why is financial education important, I want to talk about how the Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge program works. And then we'll wrap up with explaining how your organization can benefit from over $250,000 in sponsorships to provide this program to employees cost-free to you and to your employees. So as it relates to how the program works, first of all, my background, as I met at the beginning, is that in academia. For over 10 years, worked at the University of Wisconsin. We were fortunate to engage in over $2.5 million in grant-funded research, really looking at how you could take best practices from technology, specifically online learning, psychology, behavioral science, and competition to help change the way we teach people about money in the workplace. What the program is set out to do and what it's accomplished is to find ways to deliver kind of interactive financial education at roughly 1/4 the cost of traditional methods, whether that's newsletters and enrollment kits or lunch and learn workshops, but more importantly, to drive far better results for your employees and for your organization. And we've had the pleasure to work with roughly 1,000 employers and well over 200,000 employees. I think about close to 30,000 employees in the state of Iowa already as well, thanks to the support of the Iowa Insurance Division, the Investor Protection Trust, and others. In terms of organizations that have participated on a national scale, some of these logos and brands you'll recognize, from Staples to Gulfstream to Paychex, Cornell University, Stanford, and others. In the state of Iowa, we've had nearly 300 employers, educational institutions, healthcare, nonprofits, and others participate as well. In terms of the guiding principles for the program, so we'll get into how the guts work. It's important that the program, we try to make it incredibly simple for Iowa companies who want to support this program, to make it flexible to adapt to your needs and to provide you some ways to measure results. One of the things in rolling out any sort of corporate wellness program or financial education is we understand that you're busy and your employees are busy. So we've built the program so that you can offer it to all of your employees in less than an hour per week and try to do all the work to make a simple, flexible, and measurable program for you. In terms of the results, with those nearly 300 companies and 30,000 people in Iowa and beyond, what we've seen is that when people participate in the Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge, we've been able to get much higher levels of engagement. So using technology and online learning, we've been able to get higher levels of engagement and, more importantly, deliver some meaningful results. Up to 70% change in people's financial aptitude, their behavior, their confidence. Employees who go through this program do things like building a budget. They might create a financial plan, save for more for retirement, or better use their benefits. They'll also often reduce debt, have fewer late fees, reduce their financial stress. And because the program is available in Iowa free of charge, it's a great way to help your employees, and they're incredibly thankful to you for making that program possible, driving up productivity, engagement, and satisfaction. In terms of how the program works, it's really quite simple. We use an event-based online learning format, and what we're trying to do is engage employees in a fun, interactive online competition. So specifically in the month of February of this year, we will challenge you and your employees to spend 10 minutes a day, up to an hour a week, to do a quick financial fitness checkup, and then to work through online courses at their pace. The methodology below here starts with a financial fitness checkup, kind of a 10-minute quiz you could do from your smartphone or a tablet. When you do that, you get a financial fitness score, and we recommend a personalized learning plan for you. So employees can get online education, independent, unbiased content that is unique to them. And then along the way, they can test their knowledge, pass courses, kind of earn certificates, and you and them can each get a report to see some of the progress. Let me show you visually how that works. And are the screenshots of the product coming out okay, Chelsea? Can you see that all right?
Yep, they look good to me.
All righty. So what this is, the first step of the program, typically when employers sign up, we go put them through training, but then we'll provide turnkey promotional materials. So it could be pamphlets or flyers that you can print and send out, or automated emails where if you want to have the system send up to 3 invitation emails challenging people to log online and do a financial fitness checkup. All of the program is built to be mobile friendly. So if we provide an email template or use our automated email system, it'll look and feel great both on a desktop or on a mobile phone. We've reached lots and lots of people, working at facilities where they don't have employees on the job through that little handy device in the phone. People can, go online, learn more about why the program is available, learn some of the benefits, and click to get started. And getting it started really is quite simple. We have a quick 10-minute checkup where we assess people's aptitude. What do they know about financial topics? Their behavior. What are their current behaviors? Do you, for instance, have at least 3 months of expenses set aside, in a regularly accessible savings account? And then finally, their confidence. How do they feel about money? And through that program, ABC, kind of assessing their aptitude, their behavior, and their confidence, we give individuals a financial fitness score. They can see how their score compares to others. And for your organization, one of the nice things is you can get a roll-up report to see your organization's overall financial fitness score, and you also get a report at the end understanding kind of how the program has helped improve people's aptitude, behavior, and confidence. From an employee perspective, after that 10 minutes doing the checkup, they're eligible to enroll in the Financial Fitness Academy. So that's a $200 value for your employees made available free of charge. They just click that little orange button, and it will provide a recommended financial fitness plan. So these are the top 3 recommendations, and individuals can just choose a topic that makes sense for them to get started. So automatic savings investments or introduction to retirement, whatever's of interest. And as they go through, they can add more topics to their learning plan. You can see this example of an individual enrolled in a few different courses, and we challenge them to complete typically 5 courses over the course of the Financial Fitness Challenge. There's some built-in recognition and rewards. You get kind of a certificate, or you get to show that you passed each of the courses, and some automated email reminders to keep us on track. But that goal, again, is to get people to do a 10-minute checkup and then, challenge them to complete 1 course per week over a 5-week program. They can do more courses if they like, but that's kind of the core challenge. Here you can see on the screen, an example of a course somebody is enrolled in. Right here we have the topics that you're going to learn about. This person was interested in learning about investing in stocks, but it could be, budgeting, to debt management, to credit, to, buying a home, or refinancing a home, or, getting a car. They take a quiz at the beginning. They'll get a pre-test score, and then we challenge them to go through and complete that course, and they take a post-test and must score 70% or higher in order to pass. In 2017, we're also going to be introducing options where people, for some of the courses, can watch, listen, or read. So if you prefer to go through a video content, some of the courses will be available in 2017 as well in a video format. There are interactive calculators and other tools. So in this case, somebody learning about Social Security you could actually plug in a Social Security estimator and get some understanding of how much Social Security might be there for them and what their replacement income might need to be. All sorts of good stuff. From an administrator, so whether it's you or somebody at your organization who chooses to sign up and enroll in the program today or in the future, we put you through training. An hour or so will teach you all you need to know to run the program, and we ask for an hour a week. But then you get, if you want them, simple reports. So here you can see on the left, 128 people got started, 120 people completed that checkup. You can see what topics people enrolled in. The specific details of kind of people's scores and that sort of stuff is kept private and confidential. But what you can do is build reward or recognition challenges for your employees for how to kind of recognize people for doing the checkup or for completing coursework. We've had groups create just fun competitions as well. This is an example of kind of a dashboard where you can see a group of people who are in the program, how many topics they've signed up for, how many they've completed, et cetera, and whether they've passed them or not. Many organizations like to offer rewards or recognition for passing topics, but we don't provide any of the personal information to the organizations. That's kept private and confidential. A whole bunch of other administrative dashboards here. Won't get into detail, but the idea of you get a financial fitness score for your organization, overall score, you can get a knowledge score, a behavior score, a confidence score, and then you can also see how the program, how people go through the program improve in each of those areas. So again, our guiding principles for the program is to make it simple, flexible, and measurable for you. And one of the things to get involved, it should take an organization less than an hour to get up to speed, and about an hour per week for one person to serve as your financial fitness champion, and encourage others to get involved. Kelsey, we still doing okay on sound and on visual?
Yep, everything sounds and looks good.
All righty. And so we've just got one last session here to cover, and I want to thank you all again for the questions that you've been asking. We'll cover them here at the end. But in terms of how to get involved, really quite simple. The program, the Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge program, is available first come, first serve. It includes the ability to offer 100% of your employees a free financial fitness checkup online. And people who do can enroll in the Financial Fitness Academy. There's over 70 interactive courses. There'll be a few hundred more coming in 2017, but that's over a $200 value. So your employees can enroll in that coursework. And again, thanks to the sponsorship of the Iowa Insurance Division, the state of Iowa, and others, the program is available to you at no cost. This is truly independent, unbiased content, but I do want to say there is limited space available. We've got funding to support up to 5,000 individuals in the state of Iowa in 2017. So if you are interested, we encourage you to dig in and learn more quicker. As it relates to benefits of the program, first of all, this is a proven program that's been used nationally by nearly 1,000 companies, from groups like Intel to Rackspace to U.S. Airways and others. In the state of Iowa, over 300 employers and 30,000 people. The Financial Fitness Group, as well as the Iowa Insurance Division, do not sell any financial products. Our group, the Financial Fitness Group, is responsible for providing independent and unbiased education. We've been trusted by work with over 20 state governments and major universities. Another big benefit of the program is we've got a proven track record to help improving employee productivity, engagement, satisfaction, and other areas. As it relates to kind of results, we've seen up to 70% improvements in people's aptitude, behavior, and confidence about money. And of course, as we said before, the program is available in the state of Iowa for select groups at no cost, but it is available on a first come, first served basis. So let me dig in a little deeper to explain kind of the details and the timeline. So the next Iowa Financial Fitness Challenge program starts on February 28, 2017. Getting involved is simple. It'll take you less than 10 minutes or so to kind of express your interest in the program, and then about an hour of training to understand how to roll out the program. So you've got plenty of time. We make it simple for you. Space is limited, as we talked about. So if you are interested, we'll encourage you to take action, reach out, talk with Chelsea and her team today, or log on and apply if that's the best fit for you. In terms of the application process, it'll take you less than 30 seconds to get started. You go online to financialfitnessgroup.com/Iowa. That's financialfitnessgroup.com/Iowa. And when you log online, you'll fill out a short form. It'll take about 30 seconds. And then schedule a interview with Chelsea and her team. We timestamp your application, that online form, and we award spot participation first come, first serve based on when you fill that form out. But doing so is simple. All you do is go online again to financialfitnessgroup.com/Iowa. I'm going to go ahead and take you online and kind of show how that works. And Chelsea, can you confirm you can see my website, the website here? Chelsea, you might be on mute. Okay, I'm not hearing Chelsea, but I'm going to hope the connection is okay. In terms of getting started, you can come online and click on this Apply Now button from financialfitnessgroup.com/Iowa, and scroll down and you just put in your first name, your last name, your title. I'll fill out for myself, and your email, your phone number, and a couple questions here. How many employees do you serve? What state are you located in? And if you have any comments or questions like, not sure if this will be a fit for us, but I'd like to put my spot in line, whatever it is, you can put in the comments and click the the continue button. When you see that thank you button, you'll know that you have submitted your application. That's step one of the two-step process. The second step is to schedule a call with Chelsea and her team. So you can actually click this button right here, and it'll pull up a nifty little tool called Time Trade. And so this is pulling up a calendar where you can see that Chelsea's got time, on January 10th, 12th, etc. If you're watching this live, go ahead and fill that out now. And for those of you who might be listening to the recorded version, the calendar will update for you as well. But you can choose your time, fill out another form, and schedule your meeting with Chelsea and the team. With that, I'm going to go back and sum up a few things, and then we'll have some time for question and answers. So again, getting involved is simple. It takes you about 30 seconds. You go to the financialfitnessgroup.com/Iowa and click on that Apply Now button, fill out the short form, and you can schedule a review call as well. With that, Chelsea, I wanted to see if there were any questions that we had to cover.
Yeah, sorry about that, Joe. Yep, I'm still here, and we have a couple questions. One of which somebody asked if we can confirm what types of organizations are eligible for this program.
Okay, great question. I'm going to go back to that slide. I know it was a lot of information. So within the state of Iowa, any company within the healthcare, education, nonprofit, government, or service sector may participate free of charge. It is available first come, first serve. But if you are healthcare, education, nonprofit, government, or service sector, by service sector we mean anyone, for instance, working in hospitality, retail, restaurants, that you're spending your career servicing others. Those are the groups that this is available for free of charge. If you're outside of the state of Iowa, or you're not one of those groups, feel free to fill out that online application or reach out to Chelsea, and they can talk about ways to get involved, but it's available free of charge for those groups. Okay, Chelsea, other questions, Chelsea?
Yep, there's one more. Is there any limit on how many employees can participate?
Great question. So at an organizational level, we've accepted employers with 10,000, 20,000 employees. We've accepted organizations with as few as 5, 10, or 20. So there is no size limit. In total, right now, we have funding to support up to 5,000 employees to enroll in the academy. So if you're a very large organization, you know, you would get unlimited ability to include people in the checkup. Depending on how the overall enrollment goes, we might need to, you know, set a threshold for how many people can enroll in the academy. But for the most part, you know, any size organization can get involved. And the goal of the state of Iowa is to reach as many people as possible. So hopefully that answers the question. Anything else, Chelsea?
Nope, that looks like all of the questions that did come in.
Excellent. Well, if you come up with questions later or you listen to this in a recorded version and you have any questions at all, please do feel free to reach out to Chelsea. Her phone number is on the screen. I will read it for you as well. It is 262-546-0439. That's 262-546-0439. And you can also reach Chelsea by email at Chelsea, CHELSEYM, at mpi-impact.com. That's mpi-impact.com. Chelsea will follow up after this webinar typically as well to confirm that you got the information you need. Typically, the system will send a copy of the PowerPoint slides. If you want a copy, you can reach out to Chelsea as well. So with that, I want to say thank you very much. And Chelsea, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Joe.
Excellent. So I'm going to pause the recording, and thank you all for joining us, and have a wonderful day. All righty. So